I wanted to do this because everyone's focus for the last few days has been Black Friday, Cyber Monday, acquiring new customers and scaling that traffic, right? And hopefully everyone here had a great Black Friday. Hope you had a great Cyber Monday. Hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. That's more important, right? I hope everyone's realizes how thankful they are for everything that we have. I know I'm very thankful for a lot of things. But nobody talks about what to do after, right? So come Tuesday, what do you do then? And not a lot of people are talking about that, what to do with all these customers you got. And there's this assumption, which is a flawed assumption, that because I got them to buy from me, these new customers, that I got them, right? They're going to buy from me again and again and again. The numbers don't support that, though. In fact, Bain did a study. Bain's a giant consulting company that found that only 5 to 20% of first-time buyers are likely to buy again. Now, the amazing thing is that statistic jumps through the roof if you get them to buy again. So the likelihood that a second-time buyer, somebody that's bought from you twice, or repeat buyer, buys from you again goes up by almost a factor of 5. Not only that, but their AOV increases. So the fifth time somebody buys from you, their average order value is 40% higher. The 10th time, it's 80% higher. So if somebody buys from you 10 times, they're spending on average 80% more than they were in the first time. So what I wanted to do is do a webinar, do a training where I could share some of my top post-purchase retargeting strategies to show you kind of behind the curtains of what we do after that purchase, right? So we'll talk a little about how to get the right buyer. So a little pre-purchase retargeting, but a very little amount. And then everything else is going to be happening after. So after the purchase. And I love this because I like doing things that nobody else is doing, right? And everyone's so focused on pre-purchase, your funnel, your cold traffic ads. That's what everyone's playing. All the gurus, the experts, the marketing strategists, and it's crowded. And there's not a lot of profit to be made there nowadays. So I'm really excited to operate in this whole other world where there's a lot more profit to be made. That's where you can really scale. And in fact, that's where you build the real brand. That's where you build the lifelong customers. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I hope everyone's excited. I want to know where everyone's kind of from. I want to know who's here with me. I see a few people that have commented, obviously, when the sound was working. That was the initial engage. I did that on purpose just to get you commenting. I'm just kidding. That's something Russell probably would do. But let's get started. Let me know, you guys excited? Is this something interesting? I know you're here, but let me know that you guys are excited about this because I'm super excited to teach it. I've been up all day. I had to get up at 5. I drove to Tampa for a business meeting from Orlando and drove back, literally left a meeting just in time to get back here to do this webinar. So I'm excited to share this with you. So let me pull up the slides and we're going to get rocking and rolling. All right. So can everybody see the slides right now? Can everyone see this big unicorn in the title slide? Let me know that you guys can see it. Oh, and also, as a bribe to keep you to the end, I'm not going to give you guys anything. Well, I'm going to give you something at the end, but it's part of the offer. There will be an offer made. But what I can tell you is this is going to be an experiment. So I'm doing something I don't think anybody's done on a webinar before. It'll be really interesting in the end. I'm doing kind of the opposite of what you should do with a webinar, which is to make, do a webinar and then make a big offer in terms of price point. I'm doing something a little different, a little interesting. So if you guys are curious about that, like what I'm going to be doing and how I'm going to be doing it, hang out to the end. There's no commitment. I don't care I literally don't care if everyone here just learns, doesn't give $1. That's all. It doesn't matter for me. I'm not doing this to make money. But I'm experimenting with something. So I'm curious to get the response just from a data perspective. So if you're interested in that, hang out to the end. It'll be fun. So let's get going. The first question I have for everybody, and if any of you guys are doing webinars or any type of sales talk or stage talk, it's important to get people engaging early on to ask questions. This is just something I've learned from a lot of people that are way smarter than me. So this is part 1. So let me know how many of you are actually running ads, paid traffic to existing customers. If you guys are running ads to existing customers, type yes in the comment box. If you're not, type no. I want to get a feel for the breakdown of people that are actually even dabbling in the space, or how many people are kind of wide open, not doing anything right now on post-purchase. Okay, so Mark, Matthew, you guys are both doing it. Alan's a no. And again, be honest here. There's no wrong answer, right? You're here to learn. We're all improving. Okay, so we got some yeses, we got some nos. Cool. So let's get going. So the commitment I have for this webinar is that you hang out with me, you spend the time, you invest the time, you pay attention, turn off Facebook, turn off Slack for a few minutes, 30 minutes to an hour, that you'll kind of walk away with a really good blueprint and a great strategy for post-purchase retargeting, for maximizing the value and net profit per customer, increasing lifetime value. That's what my promise is to you today. And I know a lot of you, because this was a last minute webinar, so we kind of just focused really on our email list. So I'm sure most of you here, you already are familiar with me, so I don't want to bore you with this. But if you're on here and cold and have no idea who I am and are like, why should I even listen to Max? Like, why am I here in the first place? I don't know why I even attended. Here's just a little about me. I love this picture. This is kind of when I first started getting some momentum in my career. When I first started working with Kevin Harrington at 3M, that was a client of ours. So I've been super fortunate in my career to get to run Facebook ads for some really, really prominent companies, 3M, Sam's Club, and big brands like Rival Media, which some of you guys might not know, but Perry Belcher, Ryan Dice, Roland Frazier, the owners of digitalmarketer.com, they also own Rival Media, which owns all their big web properties. So sewing.com, survivallife.com, and DIY.com, these big web properties with millions and millions of uniques a month. We run the paid traffic for them, which is really exciting. I've gotten to run Facebook ads for Pat Flynn and Kevin Harrington and some just really incredible people who have taught me a lot in terms of business. I've been fortunate to earn 2 Comedy Club awards from ClickFunnels, one for my Facebook course, which has over 3,000 students in it, and one for our Trump Point offer. And we have those 2 kind of trophies behind us. And I've gotten to speak at a lot of amazing events. Ezra Firestone was the first guy to give me a shot. He invited me to speak at his e-commerce event about 2 years ago. First stage I ever spoke on, 500 people, and he gave me a really big break, and I'm forever grateful for him. And if you want to learn e-com and Facebook, like, he's a great guy to go learn from as well. And I get to share really great content. So I get to write for Adweek and Ad Age as a contributor, and some other really cool places like Shopify and stuff. So yeah, I've been super blessed the last 2 years. The last year has been incredible, getting to meet some people that I looked up to for years. Now we do business with. So I'm not going to bore you with this. We run a lot of Facebook ads, right? So we run a lot of Facebook ads for a lot of people. We spend millions and millions of dollars across multiple accounts. This is actually an older screenshot, but we now have 3,000 students in my Facebook course. Super rewarding. Okay. I wanted to breeze through that because, again, I don't want to bore you with who I am and credentials. At the end of the day, it's not a big deal. But it's just to give you kind of an idea of the type of traffic we run, who we run traffic for, and all that good stuff. So we're not just teachers or educators at Unicorn. We actually do this on a regular basis, which is important to know what's going on with the platforms. A lot of things changing. So the reality with paid traffic is that, especially with Facebook, and it happened with Google as well, is in the early days, there is arbitrage opportunities. In the early days of any new platform, there is more supply than demand. And basic economics dictate that price is what levels those two things out, right? So when you have more demand than supply, the only thing that can happen is prices go up. And that's the way for the market to even out demand and supply. So there's not, 10 people going for one ad. You can't, you don't have enough ads to give those people enough inventory. So we've been in this period where ad costs continue to go up, right? It's inevitable. So I love this graphic because it's like, gravity is a lie. So gravity is, there's a law of gravity. Like, it's just physics, right? It's science. It's, at the end of the day, I can hold this, Russell sent me this, it's like fake money. I can hold this above my head, right? This fake money pile that I'm sure all the gurus use. And sure, I can hold it here for probably hours, right? But at some point, my arm's going to give out and this is going to fall, right? So I can resist gravity. I can go up and up and up artificially, but eventually if I drop it, it's going to fall, right? And the same thing's happening with ad costs right now. People are fighting it. Advertisers and brands are fighting it. They're trying to get lower CPAs and lower CPMs, but the market wants to move one way. And so what I like to focus on is not trying to fight the market, but how can we accept reality? How can we accept that? And how can we operate in the new normal? And so we're in a new normal now as advertisers, which is we now operate in a world where a lot of brands, to be successful, in businesses that are scaling, are breaking even or even losing little money acquiring customers at scale. So how do you do that profitably? Well, you do that by focusing on your most valuable assets, right? So you do that by focusing on existing customers. This is your gold mine. This is your bank vault. You have worked very, very hard as a marketer, as a business to defy the odds, right? You've defied the odds. And I don't know if you guys can see me down there in the little camera. I can see myself, but think about how hard it is to grab somebody's attention in the Facebook feed, in the Instagram feed, online. You stop them from scrolling, from looking at cat videos and looking at other photos with friends. You stop them and you convince them. You were so convincing with your offer that they took their wallet out of the pocket. They open their wallet. They take their credit card out. They put their numbers in. They buy your product. Sight unseen. That is remarkable. And a lot of people are doing that hundreds or thousands of times a day. That's hard, right? That is the hardest part. But what's amazing is that a lot of brands and businesses then neglect that customer, right? The expectation is, okay, I acquired them. I paid my dues to get them. Now they're just going to buy from me again, right? I'm going to put them into an email sequence. And I'm going to send them a few emails. I'm going to sell them a few more things. That is such a waste of profit potential. And so today we're going to talk about all the strategies and ads that I run to get those people coming back, maximize value, and it's beyond just upselling and cross-selling. But before we get to that point, it's important to realize why we're doing this first place, because 90% of first-time buyers and visitors don't buy, right? So before we even get to post-purchase, we need to have a strategy to get the right buyer. And that's really, really important. So it's not just about retargeting buyers. It's about ensuring that your cold traffic and your retargeting is getting the right buyer into your ecosystem. Because if you get the wrong buyer, it throws off everything, right? Facebook, at the ad account level, you are teaching it, right? It is a machine learning algorithm, meaning the more data you feed it, the better it gets. But if you're feeding it the wrong data, you're going to get the wrong results, right? So if you tell Facebook, hey, these are the buyers that I'm getting, the buyers that I want, and they're all discount buyers and deal shoppers, that's what Facebook's going to look for, right? So we need to do a few things on the front end to get the right person to set you up for the best success on the back end. And it doesn't involve praying, right? Because that's what I used to do. I used to, when I first started running paid traffic, put up some ads, go to sleep, wake up in the morning and pray that I opened my ad account and there was money in there that was profitable. That's not a strategy, right? It's exhausting to run that way. So what we need to do is address our mindset first. Mindset is huge. This is why we actually fire a lot of clients. So we have clients that we work with on the consulting side that we fire sometimes because there is a disconnect in terms of expectations and what's realistic to scale. Because we need to look at this as not an expense, right? Our Facebook ads, our Google ads, our native ads, all of our paid traffic is not just us spending money, right? Buying a car, going on a vacation, that's an expense, right? You're not going to get money back from that. There's no ROI associated with that unless you buy some crazy luxury cars. But when I spend $1 to get a customer, or spend $10 to get a customer, $100 to get a customer, that's an investment. There is long-term profit potential from that customer, and it might happen a month from now or 6 months from now. So we need to first look at the mindset and realize that post-purchase retargeting is where that investment pays off big, okay? That's where, like, when you see screenshots like this, right? And these are some of our screenshots. When you see these in Facebook groups, it's important to understand context, right? A lot of people post these without context. They make it seem like this is cold traffic. This is the normal. And I can tell you, this is not the normal, right? The reason people get returns like this is because they're to really hot audiences, right? These are buyer lists. These are email lists. These are customers. That's where you can get these massive returns, but we need to invest to get to this point, right? That doesn't come without a lot of work and a lot of investment. So what we're going to talk about today is really like the bottom part of this, right? I've done webinars in the past where I talked about the whole funnel, the top part. If you're new to the ecosystem, there's lots of videos and stuff where I walk through this whole funnel. And there's access to free webinars and recordings where I walk through this whole thing if you want to check it out. So here's what we need to do. The first thing with cold traffic is we need to educate and entertain. So to get the right customer into our ecosystem and do it most cost effective, because remember, just because we might be okay breaking even or losing money acquiring customers doesn't mean we don't want to be profitable, right? I want to make that very clear up front that the goal is obviously to make money at every touch point. But the reality is that we have to make a lot of money in post-purchase. So we still want to set ourselves up for the best chance we profit on the front end and get the right people. So we need to educate and entertain. You can't just do, let me go back to this real quick. You can't just do one of these two things, okay? If you just educate, which is what a lot of people do that have like products that are very scientific, that are very advanced technologically, people in the info product course space, they really focus on educating and teaching, providing value. And that's great. But the problem is if you don't make it entertaining, nobody pays attention, right? The attention spans are so short for prospective buyers nowadays that if you don't have an entertainment component to it, that's why people like Billie Jean are doing so well in our space. Russell does so well with it. Russell Brunson, like they entertain. That's why brands like Purple Mattress and Squatty Potty do so well, because they entertain first, then they also educate simultaneously. So once they grab your attention, now I have you paying attention. Now I can give you the dense stuff, right? Now I can tell you the science behind it, the value proposition, why you need this. On the flip side, you can't just be an entertainer, right? This is why so many influencers don't make money, is because their entertainers are really, really good at growing a following and getting people to watch their videos and read their blog posts. They're great at it because they're entertaining. But every time they try to go to sell something, they fail miserably because they don't know how to educate people about the product. They don't know how to really position a product, push the value proposition, educate the audience and the prospective buyer. So it comes down to a blend of these two things. And really you have a 5 core tenets of your cold traffic pre-purchase ads. If you can do these 5 things, you're going to position yourself in a really, really good spot post-purchase to maximize profit potential. So the first is establishing authority, right? And some of these, maybe for some people watching this, these are obvious. I'm like, I'm doing this already. Some of you, this is brand new. So I just want to make sure we cover all of it though, because it's really, really important, even if you've heard it before, to make sure you're implementing it. So authority is so huge, right? That's why brands like Apple and Coke and Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett, like that's why they can charge premiums, because they're authorities, right? You go to the authority to tell you what to buy, to tell you what to do. That's the way it's been for a very, very long time. Same thing in schools, right? You go to school and your teacher's the authority. You listen to what they say and you internalize that. You're like, okay, they taught me this. This is the truth. This is fact. And we take it as that. So you need to become that authority. You need to establish that in your ads, through your copy, through your creative, through the destination of the ad. There needs to be elements in there that are beginning to plant the seeds of an authority figure. Trust and relationship, being able to develop that is so key, right? People do business with people and brands they trust. Once you lose trust, you lose everything. You look at how that's impacted big brands over the last 5-10 years with data breaches, with internal memos leaking, where all of a sudden you're like, I question the trust. I question whether they actually care about me. I question whether my data is secure. I question whether they actually are selling what they say they're selling. As soon as you start to lose that trust, you lose that customer. And this is key, not just for cold traffic and acquiring customers. This is key for lifetime value increases, right? Because you can be an iconic brand, but if you go through a big public relations disaster, right? You lose that trust. You lose those customers that you've spent decades nurturing, years nurturing, building relationships with. So this is one that's really important, not just for acquisition, but post-purchase, the trust in the relationship. The bottom 3 are really about setting yourself up for success after the purchase. So building an audience, that's huge, right? You look at a lot of our clients that do launches like Pat Flynn and stuff. We spend most of the year building an audience, investing. We're not generating an ROI at those points because we're not selling anything, but we're building an audience. We're establishing authority. We're developing a relationship. So when we have a product to sell, for the last month, 2 months, 6 months, week, whatever it is, we've been just giving value, building relationship, building trust. Now we're providing an offer and they're like, hey, this brand, this person, they've been giving. I want to reciprocate. Now they have a product. They've been doing this for free. Now I can pay for something. It's got to be way better than the free stuff. That's the mentality you want it to be in. Obviously, getting lots of data. As Facebook has cut back on access to third-party data, it's more important than ever to develop your own so you can build lookalikes, right? And finally, just setting up that sale and post-purchase campaigns for success. Everything you do in terms of the angles you're pushing, the narrative and the creative, the destination, all of that needs to be carefully like crafted to flow into the rest of your sequence. I know most advertisers, most businesses, they kind of just roll with it. They don't really have a strategy. They kind of just throw ads up, but it's not connected. You need to take a big picture view of what's the blueprint, what's the flow, right? So this isn't just an ad. This is a piece of a puzzle. I need to have all the pieces laid out before rolling out one piece, right? Here's an example of like one for Pat Flynn that we do, right? So in this ad, we're kind of simultaneously doing all of those things. We're building an audience for his podcasting course that we do launches every few months on, and we clear a few $100,000 each time. This is building credibility. It's talking about how many downloads have her podcast. It's talking about his experience, but it's giving value. We're not selling anything. We're providing value. We're giving a cheat sheet away. Simultaneously, we're building up data. We're getting emails. We're getting video views. We're getting website traffic. All of that can be mined for better targeting when we actually launch the course. We can retarget. We can build lookalikes. It gives us a lot of ammo. And that allows us to have very, very profitable launches. It allows us to be more profitable on the back end. And as I'm going through this, because I know we have a good amount of people on here, feel free to ask questions. I'm trying to condense a lot of material, especially before the purchase, as quickly as possible, so we can get to the meat of the post-purchase. But I want to make sure I'm not losing anybody. So feel free, as we're going through this, drop a question. Let me know what do you think about something. If you want me to clarify something, I'm more than happy to do that. Okay. So how many of you right here, right now, are doing discounts outside of Black Friday, Cyber Monday? So this weekend was an anomaly. Everyone's doing discounts and deals, but throughout the rest of the year, who here is offering discounts as a core tenet of their retargeting? Meaning, like, throughout the year, when I do abandoned cart recovery, whatever it is, I'm retargeting with discounts. How many of you are doing that? And I'm not going to say this is a terrible thing. We're going to talk about how it needs to be done more effectively so it doesn't hurt your long-term profit potential. So Matt's doing it. I imagine that more than one person is discounting with or retargeting with discounts. Okay, Liz doing stuff for the holidays. Okay, so I'm going to extrapolate. I'm going to assume that probably over half of people here right now are doing some type of discounting in their retargeting. And Derek said, will you address more low consideration type products? Are you talking about more like impulse buy products, $20, $30 e-com products? Is that what you're talking about? So, because if so, then yes, we'll talk about that, Derek. And I'll take personalized questions at the end as well. So yeah, that definitely once we get to the post-purchase component, a key part of it, looking at e-commerce and lower price products. That was just an example that we'd like to use from Pat because it kind of hits all the checklists. And if you can do that for a $497 product, you can do that for a $49 product. The mechanics and the psychology are the same. You can just get higher conversion rates there. So what I want to encourage every single person watching this webinar to do is to properly value your product, right? Value your product and your brand. If you're so confident in your business, and I know a lot of you probably run really successful businesses, you probably have great products, great services, you put your life into it. You need to respect that, and you need to focus on what are all the reasons why this person needs my product. How is my product and service going to change this person's day, change this person's week, change this person's life, whatever it might be? That is what you push, right? Discounting and price consideration should always, 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 always be the very last resort, because what you're saying at that point is, I've run out of all my cards of how to sell you what my product's worth. And basically now I'm just going to lower the price until you see the value in alignment with the price, because that's what pricing is all about, right? Pricing is all about setting a number that the prospective buyer comes in alignment with in terms of how they value the product, right? So the price is basically you're putting a monetary value on the product. And if a prospective buyer isn't going to buy until they get a discount, that means that you haven't properly established the value of the product. So So we're going to talk about how to lead with value, because which one of these customers do you want? Okay. So on the left, we have the Black Friday shopper who is getting up, leaving their family at Thanksgiving night to go fight for a $5 waffle iron in a crowd of people while news cameras watch them and videotape them because it's like a mob from the 500 BC. Or do you want the person that has a black card at Saks Fifth Avenue who wants quality, wants the best, and is willing to pay what the product's worth without asking questions? If they're told the value and it's something valuable to them, they're going to pay full price. They're not going to want deals and discounts. Which one of these customers do you want in your ecosystem? Which one of these customers do you want to build a brand around? Do you want representing your product? Do you want talking about your product, bringing in other customers? Do you want the the Black Friday crazy Walmart gang, or do you want the black card customer? That's a serious question. I genuinely want to know, because sometimes people do want the Black Friday customers, and we can talk about that. But I'm going to assume that most of you want the black card customer. You want the customer that's buying the product because they value it, not because they're getting a deal. Exactly. And that's an interesting answer, actually. Liz said both. And I actually do think that that's an interesting answer, because there are times of year, like this time of year, where so this time of year is interesting because all the black card customers and anybody every other brand and business that usually charges a premium does deals. So the whole playing field gets moved for like a month. And in that case, you're not really going after these people. What you're doing is you're just adjusting the playing field so you're in line with your same competitors, the same price point products. So it's a little different this time of year. It's not necessarily a bad thing to be doing deals and discounts during Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So here's what I want to encourage everybody. If you do discount, here's just a great tip to increase the quality of your advertising and the customers you acquire, just your whole ad account in general. So you want to then create multiple audiences in Facebook. And I'm going to show you at the end how to create dynamic custom audiences, how to create lifetime custom audiences once we get to post-purchase. Remove those people. So like after Black Friday, so let's say after December, right? So January 1 comes around. What I encourage everybody to do is to do a 2018 export of all your customers and remove anybody that got a discount. Remove anybody that spent under a certain dollar amount, and then upload just the people that paid full price or didn't spend a certain amount into Facebook as a custom audience, and build your buyer lookalikes on top of that. And that's your source audience. That way you're getting the money from these discount customers, but you're not letting them kind of a contagion effect into the rest of the year of your business. So hey, you make your money during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you do crazy deals and discounts, but all of your core data that you're using for future targeting is based on a separate segment of customers. This is really, really important, especially if you are a brand that's premium luxury that isn't going after those discount shoppers. If you don't remove these people, either dynamically or manually, it is going to have a very, very negative long-term impact on your targeting. Because remember, it's your ad account that's storing the data, right? Your pixel is just a transfer mechanism, right? The pixel doesn't store any data, doesn't hold anything, doesn't interpret anything. It just passes it to your ad account. And then your ad account is where all the data and history is being stored. Gabriel said, Ezra believes in discounts. He goes in Black Friday 10% off and has $100,000 days. Everyone else in the 20, 30, 40% struggling. So yeah, Ezra's a good friend of mine. But the key thing is, remember, like, this is talking about Black Friday. So like I said before, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, the playing field changed. So during that time of year, everyone's doing deals and discounts. That's a different story. The rest of the year, Ezra's core focus is the community culture, the quality of the product, the story, the narrative, the brand. That's what he sells. And that's why he really pushes the kind of driving cold traffic to content, indoctrinating them to the brand, nurturing them, then pushing to product. He's a very multi-touch, kind of longer form sales. And yeah, so and again, it proves the fact that if you're able to build a really premium brand, when you do discount, you don't need to do as deep discounts. So what happens is a lot of businesses get into this trap where they start discounting very early on, and it sets the bar again. So once you do 20% discounts for everybody, now the bar is set at, let's say you're selling a $100 product. Now kind of everyone resets the value of the product at 80. That's the new normal. And now you need to keep making it better deal and better deal and better deal. And if you're doing 20, 30% discounts all year long, when you do a 30% discount for Black Friday, doesn't excite anybody. It's not a deal, right? That's your normal. So, but if you're Apple or Louboutin or Burberry or another premium brand, and you don't do big discounts during the year, when you do something, it has a huge impact because everyone's like, oh my God, they never do this, right? So that's a really powerful thing. And Yakov, so we're going to talk about at the end, I have some slides on creating it dynamically with advanced custom audiences and manually. So we will cover that when we get to the audience breakdown. I just wanted to put that slide in there while we're talking discounting. And then at the end, we talk about all the data, how to use the data from post-purchase. So that'll be a slide in a little bit. Okay. So let's get into the post-purchase. Actually, one more thing. And this is the kind of last slide before we get into post-purchase. It is more important than ever right now to be omni-channel, multi-channel for both your revenue and your marketing. And what I mean by that is if right now 100% of your revenue is coming from Shopify or Amazon, so 100% of your revenue is coming from Amazon and 100% of your customer acquisition is coming from Facebook, you are in a very, very dangerous, dangerous spot, because at any moment, Facebook could ban you, Amazon could ban you, they could change, and your revenue goes to zero, your customer acquisition goes to zero. So the smartest thing to do is diversify both those streams so that you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, you have YouTube going, you have native going, you're doing SEO and organic social, you're doing email marketing, messenger marketing, text marketing, on sales. If you're on Amazon exclusively, start a Shopify store. Look into pop-up shops and physical retail. Look into Etsy and eBay. There are a lot of other sales channels out there to diversify both your marketing spend and your income. Now, on the marketing, it's not just enough to diversify it. You also need to talk together. That's the mistake people make. They take the step and they start diversifying, but everything is segmented and siloed. So the way they're talking to prospects on Facebook is different than email. It's different than Snapchat. It's different than YouTube. But it might be the same person getting these touch points. So what you should be doing instead to maximize the dollar per ad spend is integrate everything. So you can build the story and you can objection block and you can do all these things on top of each other by knowing that, okay, this person opened this email, clicked it, didn't buy. Now they're going to see this retargeting ad. Then they're going to see this email. And so you know where this person is in their buyer's journey. So we use Drip for our email marketing for a lot of our brands. There's also Klaviyo, Infusionsoft. There's a lot of big companies. We use Drip. And the cool thing with Drip is it allows us to integrate these things. So you see this kind of a workflow in Drip. We actually are able to make Facebook custom audiences based on the way people interact with our email marketing. So let's say this old webinar we did, this was our previous webinar we were doing. If they attended the webinar live, they would get tagged. Then they would get added to a Facebook custom audience that was called, Facebook Secrets Live Webinar Attendee. So now we knew we could send ads to these people and we know what they've already done. We know this person's already been to the webinar and they've already gotten an email sequence. So we can now push the offer. We can hit on components of the offer that we didn't yet make in the webinar. So it's a all-inclusive marketing strategy that is leveraging the best parts of all these different platforms, because sometimes people are on email and sometimes people don't open emails, but they're on Facebook. So we're maximizing our reach, our impressions, and the kind of impact of our marketing messages. It's really important that you are multi-channel, but also that your channels speak to each other. And this becomes very important post-purchase as well. Okay, so we're going to get into some sequences, some different ads we run, and we're going to walk away with this with or you guys are going to have a really strong blueprint for what to get started with today on your post-purchase retargeting for all your ad accounts. So here's just at a high level, here's a basic 3-part sequence. Okay, and we're gonna get much deeper into this, but here's just a high level. Here's a really, really basic first-time buyer sequence that I love to run. Okay, so ad number 1. Let me see if I can scroll over to the actual ad itself while we're talking. Okay, so ad number 1 is the thank you video ad. This is something I started running like 4 years ago. It's been a while when I first started running it. This one's back April of 2016, so almost all the way back in 2015. It's crazy how things have changed. This is actually what you're looking at right here is this office I'm in right now. So the office looks very, very different from that office there, as you can imagine. We got a lot more stuff in here. But what I decided was, okay, I'm pretty new at this Facebook thing, but what I do know about marketing is that I need to stand out. And to stand out, I need to interrupt patterns. Okay, so we get into this rhythm as human beings where you kind of, it's like, who here commutes to work? So I work from home, so I don't commute anywhere. But I do remember when I used to commute to a 9-to-5 job, you do that drive so many times. How many of you have ever done a drive somewhere that you go all the time, and maybe it's early in the morning, late at night, and you literally are in the driveway and you're like, I don't know how I got here. Like, I know I was driving, but like, I don't remember the drive. Has that happened to you? It's happened to me all the time, especially when I used to make the same commute every single day. And what happens is like, we stopped at red lights, we stopped at stop signs, we follow the rules, but it's so routine. It's our daily habit that our brain almost just like ignores stuff. It's like, we've been doing this forever. We've been doing this forever. We've been doing it. And this is actually an e-com funnel, Liz. So this is Startup Drugs, which is a t-shirt company. So this is all straight sale, physical product, e-com, 20, 30 products. So what I'm saying there is like, you need to have pattern interrupts, because what would happen is if while I was driving home during that one time where you don't even remember, if there was a massive car accident or if a plane fell out of the sky or something like that happened, I would remember that, right? I wouldn't just have in the driveway, right? You'd remember that because it would interrupt my pattern. So that same thing happens in everything else we do. When you're scrolling through your Facebook feed, when you're in bed at night and you're looking through your iPhone, like you just go through your apps and you scroll and you look at what you look at, and you're not really aware of things that don't fit the pattern, or things that kind of fit into it and don't stand out. So what I'm thinking about is like, what can I do that is different, that nobody else is doing? And back then it was, well, every other ad at the time, and this is still the truth really, is just asking to buy something. Here's product X, here's a t-shirt, come buy it because it's an awesome t-shirt, it's comfortable. That's what everyone sees dozens and dozens of times throughout their feed every day. Probably more than that. So what I said is, well, nobody is thanking their customers, and nobody's running ads without an ask. At the time, more people are doing it now, but at the time, like nobody's running an ad like this. It had no call to action button. It literally didn't. I don't want to ask them for anything. Let me try it. So I shot a really crappy 30-second iPhone video, like 5 iPhones ago, or 4 iPhones ago. You can tell the quality looked really good here. And I just said, our CEO wants to personally thank you for being an awesome customer. So if you bought from us as a first-time buyer, for the first 3 to 5 days, I ran this ad to you. And it was a really 30-second video. And I basically said, hey guys, Max Finn here, founder of Startup Drugs. I want to take just a second out of your time, second out of your day, to personally thank you for investing in us and believing in us. We love entrepreneurs. I'm an entrepreneur, and I want to create a community that supported you and invested in people like you and builds a culture for us. And if there's anything that I can do to make your experience better, to help you in any way, don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you. That was it. Didn't ask for anything. The amazing thing about this ad is it made money. It made money, which is crazy. People actually went back and they viewed the ad. So there's a 1-day view attribution by default. You can go up to 28 days. So they viewed the ad, they went back and they bought more, or they shared it, because you see the organic reach was pretty solid. Not off the charts solid, but usually this shows paid reach, this shows organic. Usually paid reach is all the way down here. It's very, very slim organic. So people were sharing it and they were Googling Startup Drugs. And so it wasn't my goal with this ad. It was an added benefit. My goal Let me go back to the goal sheet here. So my goal with the first post-purchase ad was to build goodwill and brand loyalty. This is the mistake that I think every single marketer I see right now, with the exception of maybe 5 companies I can list off the top of my head, is their immediate interaction with a new customer is to sell them more shit. That's their go-to reaction and action. It's like, thank you for buying for us. Here's more shit for you to buy. Now, what's challenging about that is if you're something like a new product, if you're a technology product, if you're something like that, a lot of people, they're not going to buy another thing if they haven't tried it out yet. They've gone on a limb maybe to try it, but until they experience it, they're not going to spend more money. And so asking for more money just creates a negative emotion before the person even gets the product. So now the mindset of that first-time buyer, by the time they get the product, is slightly negative. They got a bad taste in their mouth. So what I want to do first is I just want to build a relationship with them, right? I'm not taking it for granted they're going to buy from me again. So I'm going to focus on building goodwill and relationship and brand loyalty, right? That's my first goal. That's why I run the thank you ad. And Liz asked, what was the objective for that? So that one specifically was a video view because it had no links in it. It was just a video. But you could run reach, like Ben said. So reach is actually a great objective for post-purchase because, and we'll talk about this in a little bit, but I'll answer now. So with post-purchase, the reason why higher funnel objectives are usually a better option than website conversion is with website conversion objective campaigns, you are leveraging Facebook's ability to look at big data sets, big audiences, and identify people most likely to complete that action, right? So if I have a 2.1 million person lookalike audience and I want buyers, running website conversion makes sense there. If I want to reach, I'm just telling Facebook to show it to as many people as possible for the lowest cost possible. I'm not going to show it to the best buyers. It's going to show it to everybody. However, if they've already bought from me, I no longer need Facebook's fancy ability to do that. So why would I pay a premium for something that I don't really need anymore because they're already buyers? I don't need Facebook to tell me they're buyers and pay a premium for that. So the name of the game then isn't to get the most optimized ad. It's to get the lowest cost for the maximum reach. So that becomes the goals. Okay, I want to pay as little as possible per CPM for these ads because my goal is literally just to get the ad in front of all the people, get the offer to all the people. So reach, video views, traffic, higher funnel objectives, you're going to pay lower CPMs because it's lower intent. So that's why I recommend reach for a lot of these post-purchase. And Gabriel, for totally cold traffic, it's completely dependent on where you're at in the funnel. If you're running a more traditional funnel that drives to content or a pre-sell, you might start with traffic and video views. If you're doing a video, then you might retarget with a website conversion, optimize for purchases. Then you might use product catalog sales for the retargeting. So it really depends on the funnel you're running, the type of campaign you're running, the product you're selling, the service you're selling. But what I would say, if you're doing straight sale, you should almost always be running website conversion optimized for purchases. I don't optimize for other events just because I don't want the type of like you're telling Facebook if I'm doing website conversions for add to carts, I'm telling Facebook to find me people in this audience most likely to add to cart for the lowest possible cost or to view content for the lowest possible cost, not necessarily to buy for the lowest possible cost. Those can be different people. So I'm willing to pay a premium to get the right people who are more likely to buy. Okay. So that was the first ad. And we have a lot more ads to show you. The second one, and I've actually been, this needs to be updated a little bit. I've actually been moving this one even further out and like doubling down on the brand loyalty. So what I've actually started doing, this is a cool little thing you guys can take from this. You're the first people to hear this, is the second ad I run, I'll go and let's say you have, a warehouse or a little fulfillment center that you're packaging and shipping your products out. I'll go and film a cool video of a order being assembled. So showing the person, getting the order on the computer, then laps, quick cutting to them, taking things off the shelf, putting it together, packaging it, putting the label on it, putting the stamp on all that stuff, and then getting ready to ship. And then what I'll do is I'll run an ad basically saying, hey, exciting news. Stu is putting the finishing touches on your order. It's about ready to go out. We just wanted to let you know and show you what it looks like, in our factory behind the scenes. So that does two things. One, is it further builds a relationship because it focuses on the human element of your brand, not the brand. It's the people. And there's a lot of big brands who are showing this works very well at scale. So Lush is a very big, like, I don't know what to call them. They're not like a cosmetics company, but they make like face scrubs and bath bombs and soaps and stuff. They're in every mall. If you go to Lush, next time you're at the mall, walk in there, grab any of their products, look at the back of it. Every product has a little circular sticker on it with a cartoon drawn avatar of the person who packaged it and made it with a little blurb about them. So it says packaged by Cindy on November 2nd, 2018. And just a little touch helps you identify that there's a human behind this. There's a person. This isn't just a big conglomerate, right? There's real people that are putting this product together. So that's goal number one, outcome number one. Further build a brand loyalty, further build a relationship, build an emotional connection. Second thing it does is it helps address the constant worry people have, like, is my product coming, right? What's the delay? So it helps address any customer service issues you might have or decrease them because less people are going to be emailing you asking for status updates. If I'm telling them on Facebook and Instagram, they're seeing that video that says, hey, their order's being put together right now. So it helps with that as well. And it's a cool experience. Again, it's pattern up. Nobody else is really doing it. So it's like a reverse unboxing. It's like a boxing video. Then you can do an unboxing on the back end. If that makes sense. So that's actually the one we're running second here. If you have a physical product, basically. If you have a service, obviously it's a little different because it's delivered, on payment pretty much. So then what we do is we either do a solicitation of reviews and testimonials and or an upsell. If you're throwing in that your product, basically behind the scenes packaging video, then what I'd recommend doing is then adding the review testimonial UGC collection ad on the back end of that. So a few days after that, what's really important is if you're going to run this ad where you're basically, it's kind of an extension of the thank you video ad where you're now saying, hey, if you love the product as much as other members of Unicorn Nation, then what would make us the happiest people in the world is for you to share that love with us. And on top of that, we'd also love you is not just to share what you love about it, but also what we can do better, right? Because if all you ask for is good stuff, sometimes people feel uncomfortable about that, right? It doesn't feel as authentic. If you're very genuine and real, like, hey, we know we're not perfect. So not only do we want to hear what you love about it, but we want to hear how we can improve. That further humanizes you. And people like people that admit they have flaws. So that's another way to angle it, right? And there will be a replay, Lucas. So there will be a replay of all this. So no worries about taking notes and stuff. So we'll run another ad. So that's kind of the solicitation review. You can drive them to the product page if you're using Yotpo or a review app. You can have them, drop an Instagram photo using a hashtag, however you want to structure it. You can have them email you the testimonial video. Just depends on what type of asset you want. If you want a photo with the product, if you want a video testimonial, if you want a review on the store, that's dependent on, that'll depend where you direct the traffic. But the overall content of the ad can be relatively similar. It's just a call to action that changes. And again, the key here is being open to both positive and negative feedback so you can improve. Because we all want to do better, right? We all want to make our product better, our service better, and we should be open about that. People like that and respond well to that. So then the final thing, and the other thing, what's careful about this, Hoki's very excited. She's excited about this part, right? Yeah, you're excited. So final thing about the asking for a review ad, make sure, I can't emphasize how important this is, that you do not start running this ad until you know the person's gotten the product. So look at what's your average shipping time, meaning from the time that person buys to the time the product gets to their door. What is the average, and ideally what's the max? How long could it possibly take? Do not start running this ad until after that max date, because the last thing you want to do, and this is a mistake a lot of people make, they start running this ad like 2 days after the purchase. But now if I see this in my feed, I'm like, well, I didn't get the product yet. Should I have gotten it yet? Is there a mistake? Did something mess up? Now I'm going to reach out to you. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to hog your support. I'm going to take more resources. I'm going to be negative because I'm worried. So make sure you don't run it until you know that you got the product. So if it's, let's say the max time 7 days, right? I'm going to create a custom audience on Facebook. And let's say I want to run this ad for 7 days. So I'm going to make a buyer's audience, people that purchased in the last 7 days. Then I'm going to make one for the last 14 days. I'm going to create an ad set that includes, so the inclusion audience is 14-day buyers. I'm going to exclude 7 days. So now this ad only runs from days 8 to 14. It's very important to have exclusions and inclusions so it doesn't start running from day one. Okay. So let's go into so that's like the initial sequence. I think it's also important. I don't know if I have it in here. Okay. So cross-selling and upselling, super, super critical. So we've run multiple ads. We focus on building goodwill. We focus on building trust, relationship. We focus on building UGC and assets that will help us with our cold traffic, help us increase our conversion rates. And then the third thing we obviously want to do is increase our lifetime value. So increase that net profit per customer. And we do that through cross-selling and upselling. You can do this either dynamically using product catalog sales, where you connect your product feed from Shopify or WooCommerce to your product catalog in Facebook. That way people see the products left in their cart. You can say, hey, anybody that bought from this product category, show them this category. So what's great about cross-selling is it's very dynamic. For Startup Drugs, when people bought our t-shirts and it became winter, we'd say, hey, we hope you're loving our Hustle t-shirt. We got some great news. We just came out with the Hustle hoodie. This way you can wear your favorite design even in the cold during this winter, right? It's a natural cross-sell. They bought a t-shirt with a great design on it. They want the hoodie with the great design on it, or the poster or the mug. There's so many great options there. Same thing with one of our clients in the past, Prime Life Organics, right? They were selling tooth powder. Well, the natural thing, if you're clearly interested in oral care, you're interested in organic paleo stuff. So here's our dental starter kit. Here's our all natural bamboo toothbrush. There's a lot of synergies, and there's a high likelihood that they're going to want similar products if they like your initial product. So cross-selling, very, very important. Now, upselling is also very important. I'm going to go back to the VIP ad in a second, but this is probably more critical than cross-selling, because cross-selling, you're increasing lifetime value, but the price, you're not really moving people up in your ecosystem, not spending naturally more money with you. They may be spending the same amount of money, and that's okay. That's great, obviously, but we want to move people. We want to move customers up. We want to move them from the gold card to the black card, right? We want to move them from the 1 series to the 7 series. That's the way every big brand operates. You look at BMW, Mercedes. The reason they've all started introducing like super entry-level cars. So BMW now has the 1 series, and Mercedes, I think, has the CLA class, I think that's called. The reason they started doing this is they want to get people into their ecosystem as young as possible, because they know if once you start driving Mercedes, you're very likely to continue driving Mercedes. So if we can get you in there when you're 22 at a $30,000 car and build a great relationship with you, we know when you're 40 and you're making $500,000 a year, you're going to get our GT. You're going to get our S550. You're going to get our $100,000 car, our G-Wagon. And so they understand the value ladder ascension. Everybody here needs to understand that as well, because that's how you get the fat lifetime value. That's how you get the fat spread, the big profits on customers, is you understand value ladder ascension, and you're able to move customers through that ladder and up that ladder. So like for our course business, and I'll give you guys some examples of physical products as well. For our course business, here's a great example. So last year, exactly last year on Cyber Monday, so a few days, what we did, I just had a Facebook course. So our unicorn, our company was very young. It was my very first course, never done a course before, Facebook course, did very, very well. We had killed it out of the gate, done a few $100,000. But we were like, and we had a huge Black Friday weekend because we did a deal on it. We made a lot of money. But it was Sunday night, and I talked to my partner Jeremy. I was like, hey man, what are we gonna do tomorrow? Like we have nothing different to offer. We have one product. So I said, well, what if I live in Orlando. So me and my wife, we have season passes at Disney. We have season passes at Universal. I got season passes for everything. So what if we came out with a season pass for future courses? What if we pre-sold the future? And in 2018, we'll come out with multiple courses and we'll sell that for a really good price. So basically we said, hey, we're going to give you access to all the courses that come out in 2018 for $997, basically the price of a course. We did about $75,000 that Monday. And it was almost exclusively to existing customers. So basically what we did, we had invested in acquiring Facebook course customers. And we actually were very profitable there, but even when we broke even, we then spent, like $2,000 and a few emails post-purchase retargeting on Monday, our customers, and brought in about $75,000 on season pass sales. Because we had built a relationship, provided value, we nurtured, we gave and gave and gave, we exceeded expectations. And so we made another offer, which had even more value for a great price point. It was a natural purchase, right? To move people up the ecosystem. Now, if you're a physical product company, there are lots of ways you can do that, right? You can bundle things together. You can take multiple products, do a big product bundle. You can, let's say, so how many people here are single product companies? Who here has a company with one product where you don't have the ability to cross-sell or upsell? Because I have a good treat. I have like a real treat for anybody that's like a single product company that's struggling to wrap their head around, how do I do this with one product, one service? Let me know. Is there anybody here with one product, maybe two products? So not a lot of SKUs for upselling and cross-selling, struggling to figure out how I can increase lifetime value without just reselling the same product. Anybody here? Be interesting. Usually there's always like a 15, 20% of people I talk to are like single product. Okay, Rogers said yes. Okay. So here's a great way to create a win-win relationship with other businesses and still do all of this and maximize lifetime value. So the affiliate monetization ad. This has been huge for our businesses, for client businesses. So let's say I'm selling, what's a good product I can talk about? How about those LED teeth whiteners, right? Everyone sees those. I have two buddies that are absolutely crushing it. My one buddy owns trysnow.com, TrySnow, which has got like Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lopez and Robin Gronkowski on the Floyd Mayweather on the brand. And he's got that. That's the product, right? So it's a great product. It's a $100 product, so a good price point, but single product. Well, how do I upsell? How do I cross-sell? How do I move people to spend more money? What I would do is I would find other super innovative single product companies in my industry. So I would look at a Gobi, a Quip, these really cool toothbrush companies selling expensive toothbrushes that are really cool and fit my brand and style. I'd reach out to them and say, hey, listen, I have a killer product. It is in the oral care industry. We're doing, a few hundred sales a day, whatever the number might be for you. And we think our customers would love your product. We would love to sell your product to our customers. You don't have to do anything. We'll do all the work. We'll put up the sales page and we'll just send you free orders. And in return, we want a rev share on that or an affiliate commission, whatever it might be. For them, they get basically free traffic, free customers without having to pay for marketing or, any type of paid traffic. They're just paying you a CPA. It's a win-win dynamic. And then you're able to put in upsells into your funnel that can send orders directly to them. So you can do that with 3-4 different players out there. You can do it with a smart toothbrush. You can find a company that makes a really cool, like no fog bathroom light or, some type of window mirror technology. You can maybe do it with a razor or something like that. So you can figure out similar products that fit that oral care, that morning routine, and bring them into your ecosystem, into your upsell sequence, or into your email remarketing, your post-purchase remarketing. And now you have multiple products that you can sell to your customers, and they're high quality, providing more value to your customers. And if you provide more value to them, they're more likely to stay around and keep buying from you. So that's something that I highly recommend anybody with 1, 2, 3 SKUs to look into. The other obvious thing is to look into continuity. to look into bundling for the family for multiple parties. So there's lots of things you can do like that. Adding in a gift card that they can buy for a friend. So there's multiple ways that you can add revenue potential, profit potential, even if you're a one product company. And we do it with our info products, right? So we have our affiliate monetization ads. This is the one on the left is ClickFunnels. So ClickFunnels featured me on their homepage for a while, and we've generated a lot of affiliate commissions for ClickFunnels. So it's the cool thing about these ads is none of these are me selling anything. So if you buy from us and then we hit you with this ad, like this one on the right saying, hey, you've already bought my course, you've already invested in me, and now here's a video of me basically saying, guess what? So we've managed tens of millions of dollars in ad spend this year. We've run multiple 8-figure offers. And through that time, we've put together a stack of our best tools, the tools that we have to use, we have to have. And I put together a resource list that you can have today for free. Just go here. Value. That's all value, right? Okay, I get a list of the tools that they use to drive, tens of millions of dollars in ad traffic and 8-figure offers. I want it. So they go there, and every tool we're an affiliate for. So if they sign up for it, and we actually use all these tools, but if they sign up for it, we get compensated. So this is a value ad, but it also has a monetization component. Same thing with ClickFunnels. This ad, I basically said, hey, here's how ClickFunnels changed my life. And what I want to do is give you all my top funnels. So today I'm going to share this link with you. It has all of our share funnels for our Trump coin offer, all our big 7-figure, 8-figure offers. You can have it for free because I believe ClickFunnels will change your life too. I'm giving, but there's a monetization component. So I love that angle, and I highly recommend everyone here think about how, after that purchase, can I give value in a way that also has the ability to make money for me, to monetize it? But it's an afterthought. They like buy things because of the value, right? They're not buying to get value. It's you're kind of flipping it on its axis there. Now here's a step you can go even further. So a ninja tactic, because what happens to a lot of people is they're like, okay, that makes sense, Max. I like it, but how do I track it, right? If I'm selling something, I want to be able to track how many sales I'm doing to match up the ad spend. Offline events can help with this. So if you're running, you guys probably notice on your ads at the bottom below your pixel, there's this little thing called offline events. And pretty much everyone already has one auto created for your ad account. What you can do is make sure this is enabled for all your ads and just create multiple ones, name one for each affiliate offer you have. And now what happens is, because I had this enabled, I can now on a weekly, daily, or monthly basis import my ClickFunnels signups. So I can export all my affiliate signups, and then I can import it into this offline event set. And then Facebook will go back and it'll attribute purchases back to the ads. So it knows that, okay, these people, this person saw this ad or clicked this ad and they bought, and this is a list, just like the pixel does, but it's more manual and matches a sale. So now you can have an attribution component, just like your pixel, without needing a pixel. So, hey, you can't pixel your affiliate offer, you can still track sales. Like, this was a game changer for us. Once we figured this out, it allowed us to make a lot more money as an affiliate. Nowadays we're lucky, we become a big affiliate. So people create custom landing pages for us, custom offers. But if you're getting started or you're looking to get, kind of build momentum, and you don't have a custom landing page that you can pixel, this is about as close as you can get to 100% accurate. You're getting the same data, the emails, the phone numbers, and then Facebook will match it back. So definitely do that. That's kind of a ninja hack that we figured out about 9 months ago. And it's been a game changer for a lot of our businesses. Okay. All right. So who here, I want to get a pulse for everybody. Who here feel like they've learned something, at least one thing they've learned so far that they're like, this is going to have an impact. Like, I'm going to implement this, and this is going to have an impact on my business. Because I can guarantee if you've even found one thing, I guarantee we're out to talk about some things that are going to be even more impactful. So we're a little more than halfway through, probably at 3/4 through. Just want to give everyone a time check because I know we're about an hour in. So we got probably 6-10 more slides. And then I have this exciting thing I'm going to do at the end, this little experiment I'm doing with you guys. So just bear with me on that one. Glad to know. Matthew says definitely an impact. Gabriel, always learning from you. Matthew, offline event tracking is huge. It is huge. Yakov said absolutely. Offline event tracking, when I figured that out just by messing around, that was huge for us, for a lot of our businesses. That's been really exciting. Matthew said, do you have an more in-depth video, really offline events? First time I've seen that. I'm like 95% sure that I did a Facebook Live in our Facebook group, our Marketing Strategy for Business Leaders group. That's in there. So if you're not a member of that, join it. It's a free group. And then just search like offline events. I'm pretty confident, or either that, or I shared on my public figure page. So if you just go to my Maxwell Finn Facebook page, it's a video on one of those pages about it. And if you can't find it either there, just message me on Facebook and I'll do one for you. Ben said me. Awesome. Okay. So you know how we talked about earlier, like needing to get UGC and using your post-purchase for that sequence to solicit UGC? Well, the reason we want to do that is because it is game-changing for your front-end acquisition strategy to have UGC. I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that I would probably say 75% to 85% of all traffic we run cold uses UGC now. We went from, probably a year and a half ago, it was maybe 50-50 UGC, professional videos, professional photo shoots, to much more heavily weighted UGC. A lot of our offers, all we run is unboxing videos, video testimonials, iPhone videos. They perform so much better than like really well polished videos. Because remember, people can relate to this. People can't relate to like models and 4K video shoots. It doesn't feel authentic or genuine. This feels authentic and genuine. You see an iPhone video of just an average Joe, just like, hey, I love this product. This is how I use it. It's helped me with this, this, and this. It's awesome. I can't recommend it more. Like that's a real person talking authentically, and people can tell that. What I will recommend, I know we're not talking about cold traffic, but I want to give you a little tip here for this ad format. If right now you are not running a customer testimonial carousel ad for your cold traffic or your pre-purchase retargeting, start it today. This is an ad that every single person on this webinar needs to be running at some point in their funnel. 100% of you need to be running this. It is the one thing, if you walk away from this webinar only having learned one or two things, I want this to be one of them that you implement, because it's game changing for your cost per acquisition on the front end and your conversion rates. Now, the key with this strategy is not just running like 5 testimonials that are all the same testimonial. What I mean by that is a lot of, and you guys probably all notice this, when you go to product pages or see ads with testimonials, a lot of them are very canned. They feel very forced and they're not very unique, meaning it's like 10 videos of a 28-year-old guy, white guy saying, and this is just, for a specific product. It could be a 90-year-old woman, it could, whatever it might be, but the same demographic of person saying, hey, product X was awesome. I really recommend it. Try it out. And it's basically like 20 variations of that from 20 similar people. The problem with that is like, okay, that might work for a segment of people. Maybe some people had an objection where they just needed more people saying it's good, and that'll work for them. But remember, everybody is different. Everybody has a different reason for why they didn't buy the product yet. They have a different objection, a different question. They're looking for a response from a different type of person. This is right for me. I'm a 18-year-old college student. I'm a 65-year-old grandma of 10. I'm a 55-year-old dad of 2. Like they're, all different people with different objections. So when we do this, we make sure that each video, it's like a shotgun, represents a totally different segment of our prospective objectors, essentially. So for example, for one of our courses, this is a carousel we run. And so the first video is from Kevin Harrington. So Kevin, business partner of ours, celebrity. He was the first shark on Shark Tank. He invented the infomercial, as seen on TV, big figure. And so that's a kind of celebrity review. And that has power, but sometimes people don't care about celebrities. They don't care about Kevin. Then we have Josh Felber. Josh is a friend of ours, but he's also a client. So he was an agency client. So if anybody's objection for my Facebook course is, oh, this looks interesting, but does he actually run Facebook ads? Here's Josh talking about how he ran Facebook ads for him and managed hundreds of thousands. Then we had Jeremy Haynes, who is a advanced media buyer. So if somebody's objection was, hey, I think this course might be just be for beginners. Is it right for advanced people? He covers that objection. Then we have Mark Barnes, who's a beginner, spending a few $100s a month. Because if we have people objecting saying, ooh, is this just for advanced buyers? No, here's a beginner. So you guys see what I'm doing there? Like every testimonial is carefully crafted to block a unique objective. So instead of just having 5 carousel items, all blocking one objection, we have 5 blocking 5, which dramatically increases our conversion rates and decreases our cost per acquisition. So that's key. Absolutely key with a testimonial carousel ad, that you're following that principle. So again, just these are more examples of offers we run where the testimonial carousel so critical. So makeup, oral care, all these brands we've run UGC specifically. I like with the cards putting a little quote, so part of the review, and then 5 stars below with the emojis. That does really, really well. The star emojis kind of pop and stand out. So I highly recommend that kind of format. Okay. So we got a few more slides here. This is something I highly recommend. This is actually not post-purchase. This is I call it like post-abandonment or post-drop-off. So here's the interesting thing. How many people here, and it's a good question, I'm actually curious about the answer. How many people on this webinar right now talk to your customers? So you survey your customers. Let me know. Just say yes if you survey or ask, questions from your customers. You talk to them in any fashion. Just type yes. Let me know. Yes, I survey customers. Yes, I ask questions by customers. Okay, Matt says, oh yeah. Jim says yes. Let's see if we get a few more. Brian says yes. Good. That's what I thought. So almost everybody, any good marketer or business owner is going to talk to customers. Now, follow-up question. How many of you talk to people who didn't buy from you? So people that clicked your ad, went to your landing page, went to your product page, didn't buy. So abandoned the buying process. How many of you talked to those people? Surveyed those people that went through the same funnel as your buyers, but decided not to buy? That's what I thought. There's not as many yeses instantly from that one. And so that's what's interesting, because talking to buyers is great. We do learn some insights, but at the end of the day, like don't you want to know why they didn't buy? Like, it's great to know why somebody bought from you. That's great. But if they're telling you and they bought from you, it means you already have that in place. You don't really need to fix anything. I want to know why they didn't buy so I can fix it. So we run this ad. And again, the reason we show a lot of like my stuff is we have, NDAs and confidentiality agreements with a lot of our bigger clients that we can't unfortunately share a lot of stuff. So that's why like you'll see a lot of like just our ads and our brands. So I just wanted to like let everyone know that, because I know some people are like, it's on an e-commerce product. We run these same things for a lot of our e-com clients. We just can't like share their ads because we have a lot of like, kind of confidential stuff with them, and they don't want to sharing strategies that we use. But so if you've gone through our ecosystem and you've gone through our cold traffic, then our retargeting, our abandonment recovery, any of that, and after about 45 days, if you fall out and you haven't bought, you then start seeing this ad. And so this ad, basically, it's a video, hey, this is embarrassing. Because if you're seeing this ad, it means like I did 2 things. It means I failed to sell you the value of AdIQ Academy. And it means that I want your feedback because I want to do better. I failed. I made a mistake. There's something I'm missing. And I always want to improve myself. I want to improve my business. And I need your help to do that. You're valuable. I want to value that. And I give people an incentive, right? So I tell them, hey, if you give me feedback and let me know, I'm going to give you access to this masterclass for free that I charge for. You have it for free, no strings attached. There you go. Maybe it's a, It's a gift card you give somebody or whatever it might be, enter in a contest, some type of reward mechanism behind it. Now, the interesting thing with this ad, specifically for my course business, this ad actually drove a lot of sales. And the reason it did that is because, and this is just for my course, it's specific to that, but people are like, hey, this ad is so unique and creative. If you teach anything like this in your Facebook course, it's going to be valuable. So like I actually sold the value of the course by running this ad, which is kind of an interesting bonus, but I got a lot of valuable feedback. I got people emailing, commenting, and Facebook messaging with genuine feedback. Because here's I think we assume that people don't like sharing feedback, that they don't want to take time out of their day to like write a review or comment. The thing is though, people, if they're kind of indifferent, they don't like really taking time out of their day to review something. But if they really like something or they really don't like something, if you give them a platform to share that, if they're on either polar ends, they're much more likely to share. So giving them the outlet to do that can be very, very effective. And so the goal is you should be able to list for all of your businesses the top 10 objections. So you should be able to hold up two hands and you should be able to go through and you should be able to list off every objection in the top 10, that the most common ones. And you should be able to then block those objections. Because if you can, I guarantee this is a guarantee. If you do that, if you are able to figure that out and spend the time doing the research and brainstorming, and you list out those top 10 objections and you block them with your landing page, with your ad sequences, with your funnels, with your email marketing, you will increase your conversion rate, your AOV, your lifetime value exponentially. That has a incredible impact if you can do that, even if you do half of them. So here's a great example. A guy that I look up to immensely, Cole Hatter. He runs a mastermind called Thrive, an incredible mastermind, huge events. He does stuff with Taya Lopez and Grant Cardone and Gary Vaynerchuk, all the big guys. Probably one of the best public speakers I've ever seen in my entire life. And it's because he's spoken on stages for about 5,000 hours, which is insane, like thousands and thousands of hours of stage talks. And one of the things he does is these weekend events where it's like 24 hours of like basically talking and events and teaching for real estate investing. And at the end of that weekend, he pitches a $50,000 package. So a $50,000 product that he's selling from the stage. Now, remember, this is after like 3 days of intense teaching and value propositions and all that stuff. What he realizes, hey, I was every weekend doing about $200,000, $300,000, $400,000. It's really great. But what I realized is a big percentage of the men there, when I would talk to them one-on-one after the event, and they'd come up to me and I'd say, well, are you ready to invest? They would say, yeah, man, I want it. I need it, but I got to talk to my wife, right? So I'm a newlywed. I'm now married. And that is a excuse that I think any husband or wife uses on a regular basis. When you go to the car dealership, the realtor, and it's you, and you kind of feel like they're pushing to buy, you're like, I love it, I want it, but I got to talk to my wife, got to talk to my husband, right? That's a very common objection. And he kept getting it. So he's like, well, what can I do to block this? Oh, here's an idea. I'm going to tell every person that attends my event, you can bring a +1, bring your husband, bring your wife, free vacation, free weekend on us. You guys learn together, spend time together, get out of the house together on us. There's so much value there. It's great. The beauty of that though is to the attendee, they thought it was just like a great bonus. They thought they were getting the deal. Ironically, Cole was just blocking their biggest objection because now at the end of the event, all of a sudden, that big chunk of people who had that I need to talk to the wife objection no longer had a good objection. And if you take away their main big one, especially if it's in person or like on the like people that are kind of impulse buys, a lot of people struggle to come up with the second one. And if they struggle, they're flustered, they're embarrassed, and they usually end up buying because they don't have that good thing to fall back on. So, and his business like doubled overnight almost because of that one objection he blocked. So, so by blocking, Matthew, I mean that like what Cole just did is he knew that was going to be an objection. So he changed the scenario so that they no longer could have that objection. So he blocked it, right? He blocked it by inviting their wife with them so he couldn't make that excuse anymore. So that's an objection block, right? He knew what the objection was and he took an action to eliminate that objection. If you can do that with your top 10 objections, oh my God, you're going to make so much more money with your business. It's crazy. Okay, so we're almost done, almost at the finish line. I hope you guys are all enjoying this. Hope you're all still with me and still excited and energized. We got a few more cool things to end with. So at the post-purchase component, a critical component as well is beginning to analyze a lot of this data, right? So not just taking for granted, hey, got buyers, cool, but like, what can I extrapolate and learn from my buyers? We talked about, obviously the feedback loop and getting objections and all that stuff, but also just learning more about them. Who are they? What attributes do they have? What other interest categories are there that have high affinity that I can also target? And more importantly, let me start segmenting and breaking down and breaking out. Come on, breaking out. Hoki she sits down there and looks up at me, and sometimes she jumps, sometimes she doesn't jump. I got to invite her up here. So beginning to break down your buyers, because at the end of the day, not every buyer is created equally. There is a range of buyers. And as you scale and as you grow your business, you're going to get to a point where you have thousands of customers. And the key with Facebook is if you have the ideal source data size for a lookalike audience for buyers is 1,000 to 4,000. Okay. Directly from Facebook. That's a Facebook metric. So let's say you have 4,000 buyers in your buyer audience that you're building a lookalike on top of. Each additional buyer you get in there does not add more value to the lookalike. It doesn't make the lookalike better. So what you should start thinking about is, okay, if I have 10,000 customers in my buyer list for my lookalikes, that's more people than I need. What if I could get down to 2,000 again, but these 2,000 are repeat buyers or buyers who spent 2 times the average order value? That's where you start to get real effective with your scaling, because you're now not just looking at your first-time buyers and everybody, you're looking at the best buyers. So you're getting people into your ecosystem that spend more, that buy more frequently, and it provides more data, which helps Facebook find more people like that. So finding those high-value customers, so critical, so important. And then obviously building those lookalikes on top of those. So I recommend for all your buyers, you obviously want to start with first time, and all your buyers, you want to build 1 to 10%, build them out in all increments. So 1%, 2%, 3%, so on and so forth to 10, because as you scale, you're going to want to test, all 5%, 10%, 8%. We're actually at this point in time, we're seeing a lot better results with 5% and 10% lookalikes than we are with 1% and 2%, because we have enough data. And that when you give Facebook a bigger pool of people to work with and enough data coming in, telling it who to find, we're seeing it just perform so much better. You get a little lower CPM because it's a bigger audience, and Facebook able to really find that really great segment in there. Plus, you can increase spend significantly more before saturating that audience. So you got the 110% of first-time buyers. Then as you pass that 4,000 person mark, start breaking it out by repeat buyers, buyers that spent more than $100, full pay buyers, taking out discount buyers, and then doing the same thing, the 1 to 10% lookalikes. And these now all become your new top of the funnel ads. And now, once you start getting down to the 2x and 100 plus buyers, you're getting better customers in, which feeds the lookalikes, which makes your ads better. It kind of creates this incredible cyclical loop that just decreases CPA and increases ROAS as you continue to spin it. And the faster you spin it, the more effective it gets. It's this really incredible wheel that you kind of see happen. And in the beginning, I know some people asked about creating custom audiences. So you can do it 2 ways. You can use the kind of advanced website custom audience builder inside audiences, create audience website traffic. And then from there, you can, choose different variables. So I can say, I want to create it for purchases, and I want the sum to be greater than $100, or I want the frequency to be greater than 2. So you're telling Facebook, like, okay, this is an audience people that spent over $100. This is an audience people that bought more than twice. And that'll do it dynamically based on the pixel. Or you can do it manually. So you can export your buyers into CSV, and you can import them as a new customer data file. What's great with Facebook about probably over 9 months ago, they rolled out in beta. When I first started testing it, it was in beta. Now it's wide release. LTV audiences. So you can now tell Facebook, you can put a column in there that has a numerical value, and Facebook will look for the people of the highest values, people that spent the most over the lifetime, and that's who Facebook's going to look at to find more people. So people that are spending more. So it's really important to look at those LTV audiences, especially as LTV becomes way more important, which we talk about all day today. And then obviously, like before, analyzing campaign data, so critical. Knowing your KPIs, knowing your metrics, knowing your conversion rates, knowing your most profitable age, gender, placement, platform, location. All of that is so important. So Gabriel said, how do you get the LTV report from Shopify? So there's a few things you can do. One is there are apps out there, a lot of apps that'll give you that number. So like Conversio is an app that we use for our e-com stores. It used to be Receiptful. Conversio will like show you in your dashboard what your LTV is, all that stuff. The other way you can do it is you can take, it's called Conversio. It's an app that it's one of our favorite apps. It does a lot of different things, but one of the things it does is show a lot of your data. And LTV is one of those statistics it shows you. The other thing you can do is you can look at in your Shopify reports, look at what's your total revenue, store-wide revenue, and your total unique customers, and divide your total revenue over lifetime by your total unique customers over the lifetime, and that'll give you a CLTV on revenue, not profit, but I'll show you the revenue per unique customer. And you obviously need to look at an average profit margin and look at what your profit per lifetime, your lifetime profit per customer is. But analytics is a great tool inside Facebook to dive into and get a lot of insights into your store, into your offer, into your customer, into your prospects, all that stuff. And then obviously, like I said before, this new cold traffic is delivered to first-time customers more likely to make bigger purchases, first-time customers who are more likely to buy again, and it creates even more powerful lookalikes as the number of high-value customers increases. So it creates that great cyclical effect. So yeah, that's post-purchase retargeting. I hope everyone had a awesome. So you do. I thought you just meant like how do you calculate like LTV? But if you do export a customer list from Shopify, they have a column in there that has like their kind of lifetime spend per customer. And then you can import that list of customers into Facebook. Okay. So now I'm going to do a little experiment with everybody. If everyone's cool with it, I'm going to do a little something. So obviously this is the offer. This is where I make a big offer. This is where everyone does their webinar and they sell something really, really expensive. And I'm going to do something interesting today. I'm going to sell I think this might be the lowest price product ever sold on a webinar. So let's see how this goes. This is totally, we can't this idea. And like, I love experimenting and testing things. So I told the team, like, listen, this could be like a really, really bad idea. This could do absolutely terribly, or this could be something that's pretty cool. And we learned something new strategy. So you guys are literally guinea pigs. This is the first time I've ever done it. This is literally a live webinar. Doing this right now for you. It's November 30th at 3:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this is live. We're doing it. You guys are the first ones to see it. So okay. So we're gonna do this. This is gonna be fun. So obviously, like, I think everyone here wants to make more money on Facebook, right? There's nobody here that and Gabriel, ironically, is probably not gonna move the value ladder. This is gonna be. It's impossible to move the value ladder with this because of the price point. But we'll see. It could turn into that. But I'm guessing everyone here wants to make more money on Facebook, right? Nobody's here because they're like, I'm content with my ROAS. I'm content spending $20,000 a month on Facebook. Nobody's like that, right? Everyone here wants to go from 20,000 to 200,000, 200,000 to 2 million, right? I can assume that everyone on here, you guys want that, right? I want to hear from some other people too. I've heard the same people, Gabriel, Matthew, and Ben, Brian, same few people. Let's get some other names in here that I haven't seen today, that I haven't talked to today. We got some stealth listeners in the group. All right. Jim said, "Yeah, let's go into it." So what we're going to talk about now is not get rich quick scheme. This is not a magic button or an easy button where you can press it and money prints out, right? Anybody selling you that, anybody telling you that that I have something for you today, you're going to take a course and you're going to make 10x your return next week or next month, is full of shit. If you hear that, ever run the other way and never look back. So that's not what we're talking about today. But this is a solution that if you put the work in, if you show up, it is going to produce results. So it's Unicorn Academy is the culmination of about a decade of digital marketing experience. It is something that just naturally, and it doesn't grow on trees, Kim, I'm sorry. It unfortunately, I think for some gurus, there's some people out there that it grows on trees, right? And those people are the ones that are flashing money and showing it, and they don't realize that this is like, Russell sent this to me. I love it as a prop, just fake, like funny money. But there's all the gurus out there like, look at all the money I have, right? Here's a fake stack of $20,000. It's all BS. But about a year and a half ago, I went from being a behind the scenes person to a all of a sudden, almost overnight, like an in front of the scene person, to speaking on stages and doing live videos and coaching and doing masterminds. It happened really fast. And I put out a Facebook course, and it was so cool seeing how transformative the structure of it was, from having just a course. The course is great, but it was the weekly trainings I did. I realized that every testimonial I got was like, hey, the course was incredible, but that live training I got every week was like priceless. The ability to go to Max every week and have my ads audited, have him personally look through my ads and tell what's wrong with them, make them better. That was something that made it worth 10 times, 20 times more. So I started thinking, there's a problem. There's a fundamental problem in the current educational market for marketing. So there are so many great resources out there, both free and paid. I tell everybody, I'm so abundant. I think everybody should go buy Billie Jean stuff and Ezra Firestone stuff and Dan Henry stuff and Rachel Pedersen stuff, like John Loomer. I love those guys. They're incredible. They teach me Tim Bird, and you should go learn from all of them. You should go buy their stuff, right? But you can also go to YouTube. YouTube has free stuff. Facebook Blueprint has free stuff. And so I was like, you know what? The course market is just so flawed, because by the time you put together a course, it is a lot of work making a course. It took me 2.5 months of almost daily work to put together my first course. By the time you even release it, some of the stuff almost becomes outdated. Talk about 3 months, 6 months in, you could be, really outdated if you're not updating it. And the other problem is you need to make courses broad enough to be applicable to the mass market so you can make money. So you can't really make them personalized, right? I can't make a Facebook course for Don or for Matt or for Jessica. I can't personally make a Facebook course for every one of you with your businesses. But what I could do is I could complement the courses as a foundational material with these daily trainings. And I can do it with, lots of different experts. And so that's what led to Unicorn Academy. We said, what if we brought together the best experts in the world who actually do this on Google ads, Facebook ads, SEO, LinkedIn, Instagram, had them create courses that create a fundamental resource you can go to and get strategies, but then do daily 90-minute live trainings where you can show up and you can get personal trainings from Caitlin Schlichting, who's one of the top Google AdWords experts in the world, runs a 40-person agency, and she's going to personally audit your landing pages and your AdWords and your YouTube and all that stuff personally, live. You can come and say, hey, this is what I'm doing with my AdWords account. What's wrong with this? And hey, I run a pet business I sell dog toys. How can I be running better Facebook ads? and get personal answers. That was the magic. That's what we figured out. Like, that's the secret sauce. So we created Unicorn Academy, and it has been very, very exciting since we just rebranded it, just launched it, and the results have been overwhelming. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. So typically when I do these webinars, right, you go through and I have all these testimonials and I have all the value stack, and I'm going to go through it just because it's worth it, and I want to show you everything you're going to get. But this is what's weird and what's interesting is I'm not going to sell you the 1997 full year, even though that is a incredible deal. You get 6 months free. And basically the price is like one premium course, but you get access to all our courses and our trainings, all that stuff. Our retention rate has been so insane that like our trial value is off the charts. Basically, like nobody's canceled. Everyone's but just stayed and keeps referring friends. So I said, like, you know what? There's so much stuff in here. It's so hard to explain. It's just so overwhelming that I just want people to experience it. Right? I want people to be able to come in. I want people to spend a week, hop on 5 different trainings, meet our experts, meet our mentors, just spend the time in there and then make their own decision after the experience if they want to continue. So that's what I'm doing today. So I basically did a webinar for $1. So that's what I'm pitching you today. I'm not pitching you a 1997. I'm not pitching you a $297 a month. I'm not pitching you anything. I'm just I'm asking you to give it a try. Right. And I'm giving you the opportunity to try basically what we view as the future of marketing education. That's going to help you level up your game in 2019 and crush your goals for $1. So you give us $1, you invest $1 in us, and we will give you a incredible week where you get access to all of our courses for a week. You get access to our premium group for a week. You get access to 5 90-minute live trainings for the week. And then at the end of the week, say, hey, I love this. I want to continue. Then you can invest and you get paid. If you're like, hey, it was not for me, I didn't get it. No hard feelings. So that's what at the end of the day, I was, and I figured there's gonna be people on here probably already in the academy because again, we did this internally. We didn't do a lot of traffic out there, but I really want to put it out there because I thought it was a fun experiment. We're going to continue this to do like a webinar to a trial instead of a webinar to a full pay. And see what the results look like. So again, like I just love experimenting. I love trying new things. And I thought it'd be interesting to try something like this where, hey, we could do sell the shit out of you at a high price and make, a bunch of money right now. Or we could just, hey, I want to get a lot of people in there. I want to help a lot of people. And that's at the end of the day, what I care about is we make a lot of money doing consulting, speaking. We own a lot of different businesses. The academy and the education stuff's always been a passion play for us. Yeah, we make money doing it, but it's more about the impact. It is so cool getting to know 3,000 different business owners and learning about their businesses and seeing them grow and succeed. So that's what I really want with the Unicorn Academy for 2019 is I want to help 10,000 businesses in 2019. I want to have 10,000 different business owners come through the program and grow their business, crush their goals because of this program. I want to be part of that. So this trial is a way for me to make that super easy. Like, hey, it's $1. It is almost like zero risk. At the very least, like, you can invest $1 and you could spend the next week just consuming all of our courses. So 4 courses that we charge $997 each for. So just even one training is worth it. So I'm gonna play real quick while everyone's here. Just some quick testimonials. This is our friend Kevin Harrington, who's the original shark from Shark Tank. What do you have to say?
I'm Kevin Harrington. I'm an original shark from the hit TV show Shark Tank. But I want to tell you about my buddy Max Finn. Max and I, we go back many years and work together both in my personal business, my personal brand, as well as we've had some joint ventures and did some big work for many multi-billion-dollar companies also. And so Max is really, I want to say, a digital expert out there in the marketplace, specializing in Facebook marketing. And so I want to say I heard about his program and saw what he's doing with Facebook Ad IQ, and very impressed with it. I think if you want to make money in Facebook, I highly recommend that you take a look at this program.
So that was Kevin. We had a big agency with him, and just talking about our experience running Facebook ads for him. We've also done a lot for Pat Flynn, who's an absolute rock star, huge influencer, incredible podcasters, 80 million podcast downloads, something crazy. So Jackie, already member of the Academy. Liz is designed for an agency model too. Yeah, so we have, Unicorn. We ran an agency with Kevin Harrington called Quantum for a year and a half. We had 2 offices, 25 plus employees. Caitlin and Brian Schlichting, who are 2 of our other mentors, they run a very, very large agency in the Midwest. So we love helping agency owners. We do bonus trainings in there. Jeremy, my partner, actually did a bonus training last month, like a 90-minute training talking about how we acquire agency clients, how we get premium prices. So we love working with agency owners. We actually just had one of our agency owner clients, who's a member of the Academy, just messaged me, hey man, like I want to get a few of our team members in here. Can I get them signed up? So what we're having is agency owners getting their buyers and some of their team members in the Academy as well. So they're learning as they have like basically a real-time education platform. So yeah, we love working with agencies. We think it's a great fit for them because we don't just educate you at growing the agency, but also the team members on different areas they can be better at: Google Ads, Facebook Ads, LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever it might be. Gabriel said, "Is that marketing automation course with Drip?" So it's not specific to Drip. 6 Division, our partner, is making it. They're really big in Infusionsoft, but they're talking a lot about the mechanics of their automation, how they get people into their sequences, the psychology, the content, and that can be applied to any automation system out there. And again, here's the cool thing, guys. Like for $1 to try it for a week, just it's $1. You hop in there, and you poke around. You check out the trainings. You ask the questions. You get some value. You check out the courses, and see if it's for you. I believe it's for you. I believe it's for everybody here. It's going to help you. That's why we're doing this. I don't want to pressure anybody. I don't want to make you have to pay $297, $197 to figure that out. I want you to figure that out by experiencing it. That's what we realized, because we looked at our retention numbers and they were so crazy compared to anything we looked at in the past that we know the best way to sell this is to just get people inside it. That's the easiest way to sell this program. So I'll play one more from Pat Flynn, and I won't bore you anymore with testimonials. Pat is somebody I respect so immensely. Like, I love playing this.
Hey, this is Pat Flynn here. I want to talk about Max really quick. We worked together in many different ways in the past. Actually, first came on as a partner for my site, foodstrucker.com, which has done really well. But more importantly, he's helped me with some recent course launches of mine with Facebook ads, and he's made a huge difference in the results, a big impact on my business. I'm excited to continue to work with him. And I heard about Facebook Ad IQ. And if I wasn't already working with him, I'd definitely try to get involved because I know it would help with my bottom line. So I just want to give a big shout out to Max and a big thank you.
So we've helped Pat in the last year generate close to $2 million in revenue, and it's almost all profit because we spent about $150,000. And we share a lot of his strategies in there. We're actually talking to Pat about potentially sharing some, like doing a live training. What we're looking at doing is bringing in like we have our expert mentors. So Monday through Friday, every day, we have an expert mentor training. What we're also doing is tapping our network to bring in like really high quality thought leaders to do bonus trainings every month. So bringing in like Kevin Harrington 1 month to do a training on getting, raising capital, to bring in Adrian Morrison to do a training on e-commerce, Chris Record to do a training on virality. So we have some really, really big plans in 2019 for Unicorn Academy to just dramatically expand our offering on the expert side. So here's what you get. Now this is, you get access, whether you're doing a trial or you're buying it today, like you get access to all of this day one. So obviously my Facebook course. So you get access to the entire Facebook course. Now there's actually 137 videos in there and tons of PDF funnels, all the office hours and audits I've done in the last year. You get the recordings of those. You get recordings of my masterminds I've done, tons of stuff for my Facebook course. And we've had so many people go through that. It's helped so many people improve their Facebook ads. I won't bore you by reading all of these, but this is like why I do it. This is why I love the teaching. And I spend a lot of time doing live trainings, answering questions and stuff. And I definitely can make more money doing other things with that time. But like I said, this is so much more rewarding to see impact, to see businesses changed because of our strategies and lessons. Rob Hamilton, like so many, like this, an agency owner was able to cut his, client CPA in half within days. We have so many of these incredible stories that you get. So you get the Facebook course. That's our $19.7 value for that. I'm going to go through this quick. So you also get all of our other courses. So you get our LinkedIn course, you get our AdWords course, you get our Instagram course. So this all comes with the trial. You get access to all of this. Nothing's held back. It's 100% of this. You get day one. Plus, as we said, courses alone aren't enough. You need the training, and the training is what's made the big impact across a lot of our students. So like Mark Papp, his let me see where he says it there. Yeah, I'm wrapping up, babe. Thanks. Food just got here, so it's good timing. So I'm wrapping up the webinar. I haven't eaten all day. But yeah, Mark's been able to take away a lot from the ad audits every week, more than the course. And now he has his own Facebook agency where he's absolutely killing it. So we get those trainings, right? So myself, Caitlin, Brett, Anna, Alex, training you on Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google ads, running an agency, funnels, landing page, e-com, local business, high ticket sales, SEO, LinkedIn. So here's the cool thing, Yanni, is so we are working on additional courses, but what we've actually decided to do is break out our trainings into themes. So every Monday we rotate mentors, but every Monday is e-commerce. So every Monday is a 90-minute e-commerce training and Q&A. Every Tuesday is local business lead gen. Every Wednesday is coaching high ticket. So we have every day is a theme. And so if you're in e-commerce, every Monday you have a 90-minute training dedicated to e-commerce. So you get those daily live trainings. And we're coming out with future courses. So as long as you're a member, you get access to all of our future courses, just like Netflix for marketing. So you get all our future courses, plus you get new monthly content. We dropped one of my buddies, one of the best messenger guys in the world. We dropped a mini course in there a month ago, messenger mini course. We're doing the same thing with a lot of other high-level connections. So we have full courses and we have mini courses. You're going to get access to the Facebook group where you can ask questions any day, any time of day, and get answers from them, interact with other members who are high-level business leaders. We're a premium option. So we're quality, not quantity. We're looking at attracting the top players, the business leaders, like everyone in this group. There's groups out there and trainings that are low priced. That's fine, but we're going for ultra premium because we want the community to be the highest value possible. So again, you're getting, for $1 today, you're getting the Facebook course, the LinkedIn course, the AdWords course, the Instagram course. You're getting daily 90-minute live trainings. You're getting all our future courses if you stay enrolled, plus new monthly content, and you're getting access to the private high-end networking group on Facebook. You're also going to get 24/7 support from us, over-the-shoulder ad builds during the next 7 days. So many testimonials. One of our partners is Kimmy. She's been a partner of ours for a long time. We've helped her grow a lot of her ventures. She's a really big Amazon entrepreneur. So again, this is $19.97 offer, but today you're getting it for just $1. We've helped tons and tons of people. They're just like, I can go through, but again, just for $1, like it's just been overwhelming amount of entrepreneurs and business owners. We've been so fortunate to be able to impact and get screenshots like this all the time of like, this one live training, the one tip I got helped me double my revenue. It helped me cut my CPA in half. I've gone through 25% of the course, but I've already taken enough information to have more results than I've had before. I've had the biggest holiday ever. Like these are some of the stories that we hear on a regular basis from students that have gone through our courses. And so these are like questions that we'd like to ask everybody. And again, these are things we ask usually when we're selling. This is like $1 trial, so that the bar is set much, much lower here, right? All this has to do is help you close like one big client, right? Help you increase your paid traffic ROI by 25%, increase your lifetime value. Like we talked about this whole webinar, it's post-purchase, right? You're going to be able to do that just from this webinar. All of that would make it worth it, right? Especially if we're talking about $1. But even at the $297 a month or $19.97 when you invest, once you've gone through the trial and like, I need this full time, this is all it needs to do, right? So at this point, and I know we're wrapping up here, I have a few bonuses to throw in, but Really at this point, you have like two choices. Everyone here has two choices. Everyone has choices all the time, right? So, choice number one is to not invest. Okay. He said, hey, I got a good webinar. I learned a lot. I'm going to implement this. That's great. But I don't want to invest $1. I'm going to keep that $1 because I'm going to go to McDonald's later and get a burger. Or I don't know, I'm going to rent a movie at Redbox. Whatever you're going to do with that $1, that's the investment you decide is a better investment. And keep doing the same thing you've been doing, getting the same results. Because that's what happens, right? You do the same thing, you get the same results. Or you take the tiniest investment you ever made of $1 today, and you get a week access to the most advanced, comprehensive, and premium marketing training platform in the world that's only getting better. Try it for yourself, experience the results, get value and get results during your first week. And ideally, this is why we also do it, because we know you're going to make more money probably in your first week from some of the tips you get that you'll probably pay for the entire year of Academy anyway. So it's almost like a free thing, right? You come in for $1, you take 1 or 2 tips you learn, implement it, you make a few $1,000. There you go. The whole year is paid for, and you get some profit. That's what we love the trial. It happens all the time in the trial, which is really cool. I'm also going to throw in 3 bonuses today. And again, we only usually do this for the people that buy the $19.97, but I just want to over deliver for everyone here and make it just a no-brainer for every person on this webinar that's not already part of it. So for that $1, you're also going to get my Q1 mastermind replay. So I did a $5,000 a person mastermind earlier in the year in Scottsdale. This was it actually. So it's really cool setup we had. And so $5,000 a person. And we're going to throw that in for free. So you get access to that. So again, you get the Facebook course, the LinkedIn course, AdWords, Instagram. You get the daily live trainings. You get all the future courses. You get the private high-end networking group. You get the over-the-shoulder ad builds. You get the 24/7 support during that week. You get that Q1 mastermind replay and deck bonus. You're also going to get my Building Profitable Funnels Masterclass. So here's me hanging out with Russell and Todd from ClickFunnels. We've had a great relationship with them. So I did a masterclass, a paid masterclass, where I went through my top funnels, why I built them that way, how I built them, all that stuff. Get that for free. So you get the Facebook course, LinkedIn, AdWords, Instagram, 90-minute live trainings Monday through Friday. You get all our future courses. You get over-the-shoulder ad builds, 24/7 support, my Q1 mastermind replay, $5,000 a ticket, plus my Building Funnels Masterclass. And then lastly, you get this exact keynote presentation. So you actually, if you want to do a webinar, so if you want to do your own webinar, whatever you want to do, you can actually have this and use it for yourself. So take this template layout. I spent a lot of time building this out over the last few months. It's yours. Go for it. So there we go. You get all of our courses, Facebook, LinkedIn, AdWords, Instagram, weeks worth of trainings, 90-minute live. Ask all your questions. All the future courses, the private networking group with other business leaders, high-end people, our top connections, the over-the-shoulder ad builds, 24/7 support from myself and the team. You get 3 bonuses. So the Q1 mastermind replay and deck, my Building Funnels Masterclass, and then this exact presentation template that you get for $1. I don't think that's ever been done before. $35,000 value for $1, but that's what we're going to do today. You get $1 to grab it and hang out for a week, experience all this for yourself. Because again, I can sell you on this. I can keep talking about it, but at the end of the day, the best way to do that is to just try it. So you can click that link. It's on. You should guys see it on your screen right now. A link to grab the trial. I'll also drop it in the comments so you guys can check it out. So let me change. Let me drop it here. Sign up for your $1 trial. Drop that there. So Matt said, are the core courses updated to current day app versions? So yep, we do keep like the Facebook course, now is 137 videos. You can even tell from when I made this webinar, it's at 100 videos. So we basically every week training that I do, that video gets added. So we're constantly adding our trainings and updates to the course. And I'm also working on a new Facebook course as well simultaneously. So as long as you're a member, you get all the updates, you get all the revisions, any new material that comes out. And Toby said, how much after the first week? So it's $297 a month, $297 a month, or $1997 for the year. So if you do the $1997, you get basically 6 months, 5 months free for that. And remember, each course individually about $997. So $297 a month, you get all the courses and the daily live trainings. So yeah, I can go, I can go on and on and on about reviews and testimonials, but it's something that we're super passionate about. I love Unicorn Academy. I think it is without a doubt. I don't think I know without a doubt it is the future of marketing training, and it has helped so many entrepreneurs, so many e-com owners, so many agency owners, so many business owners, not just hit their goals, but blow past their goals in the last year with our courses and everything. And again, the reason I did this trial is because our retention rate's been so high, and it's one of those things that's got so much in it, it's hard to explain in even 30 minutes. And so we just want everyone to try it, right? It's such low risk. It's $1. Cancel anytime, right? 2 days in, you're like, hey, it's not for me. No problem. We'll, you gave us $1, we'll call it a deal, and you can call it quits. But if you're like pretty much every other person that's gone through our trial or bought the full price, you're going to stay month after month after month. People just don't drop off. It's crazy. Every month we got to recalculate our break-even CPAs, because we can just keep paying more and more to acquire customers because people just keep staying and staying and staying. So the LTV goes up. And what you need to do, even when you're paying $297 a month to be profitable in this investment with just one traffic channel, is so little, right? So it's like if you're even spending $10,000 a month, just 10 grand a month on Facebook ads or any of your platforms, and you're like a 2x ROAS, if all this did, if all like my trainings and courses and stuff did for you was help you increase from a 2 to 2.25, that's an additional $2,500 profit a month. That's such a tiny increase from 2x to 2.25x. That is an additional $2,500 a month in profit. If you do 2.5x, it's a $5,000 increase. That either of those pay for the entire year. And that's just Facebook, just my trainings. Doesn't include the SEO and the LinkedIn and the Instagram and the Google and the courses and the networking and the opportunities from deal flow there that you get. And I'm sure every single hero would say yes to this question, right? It's like, what would you invest? Or would you invest $297, $97, make an extra $5,000? Everybody here would make that deal, right? If I could invest $1, $297, $19.97 to make $5,000, I would do that deal all day long. So that's what we got for you today. That's kind of the end of the spiel, and I know this is going to help everybody on this webinar. If you're here, it means that you've already invested in yourself, because you invested your time, which is way more valuable than money. So you've already invested your time in me. You've already spent 2 hours of your day here to learn. You're already investors. So this is a no-brainer extension of what you're already doing, which is, hey, I came here to learn, to improve my business, to make more money, be more successful, because you're ambitious, you're a business leader, you want to be successful. While everyone else, a lot of people saw the offer to come on this webinar, and a lot of people decided, it's Friday, I'd rather check out of work early, I'm going to go watch a movie, I'm going to go Netflix. Every one of you decided, I'm going to work, I'm going to learn, right? I'm going to spend the 2 hours. I can Netflix, I can go home early, I could go hang out. I'm going to spend that 2 hours on Friday afternoon learning. You're exactly who I want in this program. You're exactly who deserves to be in this program. And you're exactly like everyone else already in the program. Ambitious, driven, hardworking business leaders. So I know every one of you is going to grab the $1 trial, because it's a smart investment. It's almost like no risk investment. The upside's massive. And so I'm excited to get to know every one of you a lot better. I'm excited to see you all in my next training. I'm excited to see you succeed. That's the most exciting. I'm excited to see everyone in here. Like, I want to learn where you're at right now with your business, revenue wise, like size wise. And then I want to hear where you're at in 6 months, in a year from now, because I know it's going to be like off the charts. And that's what I'm excited about, is just to learn that from every one of you and hear that about every one of you. That makes everything worth it. Like, doesn't matter how much money you make in life. If you can change lives and change businesses and help people achieve their goals, more rewarding than any financial like incentive can be. So again, I dropped the link there. The link's also in the offer. The link's on the page. You go to bit.ly/unicorn trial. It's $1. Spend that $1 on yourself. Invest in yourself. Don't spend it on a movie or a burger, right? It's trust me, that $1 is better spent on yourself. Okay. Any questions before we call it quits? Brian said, I want to set the record for generating the most revenue ever off $1 investment in 7-day period. I love that. So let's why don't we do this, Brian? If you joined, let's track that. So let's see 7 days from now. Friend me on Facebook, shoot me a Facebook message when you join the group. I want to know how much revenue, what your revenue increase was from today to 7 days from now, and we can make like a case study or something. That'd be cool. It's like the biggest ROI ever, and we can see if anyone can challenge Brian. So Brian's the first one. Let's see if we can get a challenge going of who can turn $1 into the most profit or revenue possible. That would be a fun challenge to see who could do a better job there. I'm sure everyone's going to do an amazing job off that investment. Cool. Okay. Challenge accepted. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to see all of you inside the premium group. If you signed up right now, or when you sign up right now, you get all the information you need in terms of how to join the group, how to get access. We have put a calendar together every month, so you can go to our schedule. You can see the entire month of live trainings scheduled out. You can see all the topics, titles. You get it downloaded right into your calendar. You can also sign up for text notifications, so you'll not miss a live training. We also record all the live trainings. And when you join, you can view all the past ones inside the Facebook group. So if you miss one, you can still ask questions. I'll answer them. Then you can watch, or the expert will answer them. And you can watch the recordings of your answer. So somebody will approve you today to join the group. And I'll see all of you inside the group. I'll see you all in my next training. Super excited about it. And looking forward to seeing who has the highest return 7 days from now on that $1 investment. Because I know you're all going to make it. And I know you're all going to crush it in the next week. So I'm excited to see that happen. Awesome. Thanks, everybody. And again, if anybody has any questions, right, you can tag me in the premium group once you join. So once you drop in, just tag me, say, hey, Max, here's a question for the webinar. Here's a question about anything. I'm there to help. Or you can also shoot me a Facebook message and with any question about the webinar and stuff like that, or the trial specifically, and I'll be sure to get back to you as soon as possible on that. Awesome. Thanks, everybody. See you inside the group. Have a great weekend.